Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So, I want to talk about something that has happened this past week that I have a lot of thoughts on. And normally I don't have a lot of thoughts on topics regarding this, but I definitely have some thoughts about this. So, in case you guys don't know, Ice Cube, the founder of the Big Three Basketball League, has offered Caitlin Clark a $5 million contract to go play basketball for the Big Three instead of the WNBA. The thing is, like, there's so much wrong with this that I'm honestly, I'm a little shocked Ice Cube did this because, first of all, I feel like this isn't in good faith. I feel like this is not a good faith contract. And the reason I say that is because for a long time, the Big Three and the NBA specifically have been feuding, okay? Like, the Big Three is going on their 7th season in the, as being an established basketball league. But, like, you got guys like Allen Iverson saying, like even Allen Iverson played in it, was like, nah, like, I'm good, bro. Like, Kenyon Martin decided he's not playing in it anymore. And it's because the league is so physical and, like, they're not going to be getting paid anywhere near as much as Caitlin Clark. Like, this contract feels like Ice Cube saying, here, let's give you $5 million to completely ruin your fucking career. That's what this feels like, okay? Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. Now, I understand, like, it looks good for the Big Three that, like, they're willing to shell out money for a generational talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows that they've got money to put in pockets if the right player comes along, right? But the thing is, do you think that an NBA player is going to even allow Caitlin Clark to score in the Big Three? Now, I don't watch the Big Three very much, but I have watched it on occasion, okay? It is a very physical league. Even Gilbert Arenas, as much as I hate Gil's Arena, okay, I watch it every once in a while to get their opinion on it, and when I saw this topic come up, I was like, okay, let's see what Gilbert Arenas and Kenyon Martin think, because they've both played in the Big Three. And both of them were like, they're not gonna let her score. They're simply not. He's like, as soon as they check ball, like, that's it. Like, she's not gonna be able to... They're not going to let her get open. Now, I do think she could score a basket in the Big Three. They don't think they would even let her score a basket. I think, like, she's fundamentally sound enough to the point where she could score a basket. But I don't think she would be anywhere near as good as, I guess, Ice Cube tends to think she is. I think when it comes to sports, I think we understand that men are just genetically superior to women when it comes to athletics. And... there's always been, like, there's never been a gripe about women playing in men's sports. There's always been a gripe about men playing in women's sports, though. And, one of the talking points that they were passing around on Gil's Arena is like, why didn't they offer this to the girl out of LSU? Why didn't they offer this to Candace Parker? And the fact of the matter is, none of them are Caitlin Clark, okay? Caitlin Clark broke Pete Maravich's college scoring record, okay? A record that we thought would never be fucking broken, all right? So that's why nobody else got offered this contract. I thought that was pretty self-evident. The idea that they brought that up to me was kind of fucking ridiculous. I'm like, it's obvious why they didn't offer it to Candace Parker or fucking... I don't even know the girl's name out of LSU. I just know she's a really, really good player. Like, there's a reason they didn't. However, okay... the reason I don't think Caitlin Clark should join the Big Three is because she's going to make $5 million off the court fucking easily. She's going to make more money off the court than she is going to make on the court. Believe that, okay? You heard it here first. She's going to make 10 times more money off the court than she will on the court, okay? We're talking about a girl who is making like 8 or 9 3-pointers a fucking game, okay? This is a girl who is a generational talent. Her by herself has the ability to change the trajectory of the WNBA. And that's why I don't really like the contract offer. Because it feels like Ice Cube is simply just trying to piss in the WNBA's Cheerios because the NBA won't give Ice Cube what he wants. That's my problem with the whole thing. And it feels like, when the WNBA tries to get something nice, somebody tries to, like, pull it away from them. And I don't mean to make the comparison to Julius Erving, but Caitlin Clark has the ability to impact the WNBA the way Julius Erving impacted the NBA. A lot of people forget that the NBA was borderline bankrupt in the 60s and 70s. Then Julius Erving came along being, as fun as he was to watch, how athletic he was, how skilled he was. He came along and suddenly people were like, all right, we're going to start watching this fucking basketball league because this Julius Erving guy is fucking ridiculous, okay? That's what Caitlin Clark has the ability to provide the WNBA. And I feel like the idea that Ice Cube would try to rip that away from them is fucked up. This is a league that has not been profitable since inception. Caitlin Clark's only going to make $76,000 a year maybe on a rookie scale contract to play in the WNBA. But the fact of the matter is, throughout her career, she's going to make significantly more money off the court. It's astronomical how much money she's going to make off the court, especially if she continues to play in the WNBA at the level that she is in college basketball. And yeah, I think it was also kind of fucked up that this contract got leaked around tournament time because, this is a girl who is playing for a WNBA or a NCAA Women's College Basketball Championship. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, okay, if I accept this contract from the Big Three, I'm essentially accepting $5 million for me to potentially never touch a basketball court again. And obviously that's probably not going to be the case. I understand that it is enticing. It's only on weekends. It's on Saturdays. They can accommodate her. It's only like 8 or 10 weeks, and you make $5 million. But the fact of the matter is, these NBA players are not going to take it easy on her. They're not going to take it easy on her, okay? It's potential, like, it has the ability to... I'm going to say it has the ability to ruin her image more than it's worth. Because what's the narrative going to be? See, women can't play with men. And to be honest, we already know that. We don't need her to prove it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there are sports where women can compete with men. There are women that can compete with men. It's just the idea, we're talking about a women's college basketball player playing against guys who were in the NBA at some point in their careers. Joe Johnson, these are guys who were former stars in the NBA, some of them. Even Reggie Evans. Kenya Martin's yeah, I'd like to see Caitlin Clark try to post up Reggie Evans. You know what I'm saying? And I have to agree with him. All of these players are going to be significantly bigger than her. I'm sorry, but I don't see how this is a win for Caitlin Clark at all outside of, hey, I'm going to take $5 million just to get my ass handed to me for 8 to 10 weeks. I think if I'm Caitlin Clark, okay, yes, I'm going to make significantly less money to play in the WNBA, but I get to join the WNBA. There's a record book, okay? The Big Three, it's like what the fuck are you going to do in the Big Three? Who gives a fuck about breaking records in the Big Three? I don't even watch the Big Three that often, okay? I watch it when there's absolutely no other basketball going on TV, okay? The thing is, okay, what this does for the Big Three is it says, hey, we got enough money for the right player, okay? Granted, that it shows that they're willing to shell out money for the right player, but Caitlin Clark is not the right player for them. I'm sorry, it's just not, okay? Caitlin Clark should go to the WNBA and, try to cement her legacy with the Sue Birds of the world, the Candace Parkers of the world, the Diana Taurasi's of the world. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that men wouldn't turn on their TV to see Sabrina Isakanu, if I said that correctly, play against Caitlin Clark. That would be a nationally televised game for the WNBA. Okay, we're talking Steph Curry versus Larry Bird here. Okay, Sabrina Isakanu just played in the NBA All-Star Weekend in a 3-point shootout against Stephen Curry and was competitive. You know what I'm saying? With the way that that sports are going, the trajectory of sports as far as just athletes, from men's league to women's league, the athletes are getting better. The WNBA will be profitable at some point in time down the road. In our lifetime, the WNBA will become an exciting league at some point. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, Caitlin Clark has the ability to be a pioneer of the sport. She has the ability to come in and make it so men are yeah, we're going to watch that fucking, Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty game. Okay? And not only that, but the rivalry. we already have the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers rivalry in basketball, like in the NBA. It's been a long time rivalry. When you include the fact that Sabrina Ionescu plays for the New York Liberty and the Indiana Fever are the ones projected to get Caitlin Clark in the fucking WNBA draft, you couldn't write a better story. You couldn't write a better rivalry. You know, like, it's already a rivalry in the regular NBA, but now you can make it a David versus Goliath fight in the WNBA. So, like, to me, it just doesn't seem like it makes much sense for Caitlin Clark to take $5 million to essentially be the Big Three's punching bag for 8 to 10 weeks. And I hate to say it that way, but that's what the fuck it's gonna be, you know? And then when you consider that the times that we live in now, women empowerment and, you know, all these companies, you know, wanting to do like diversity hires and all this other shit, there's going to be so many Fortune 500 companies that want this woman on the face of their product. It's going to be fucking insane. Okay. Like, we're talking about a girl who has the ability to get probably the biggest shoe deal in WNBA history. I don't know if a WNBA player has ever gotten a shoe deal, but she could be the first. Okay, and if she does, it's going to be way more than $5 million, okay? All I'm saying is, like, she can do one Hulu commercial and probably make half of, if not a quarter of whatever they're offering her in the Big Three to go there and be their punching bag for 8 to 10 weeks. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I hate to say it like as punching bag, but like, that's what it's gonna be. They're not gonna let her score. They're not gonna let her, like, I'm sorry, but when you're NBA players, former NBA players, and they're offering a girl out of college significantly more money than they're offering you, an established NBA player, to play in that league, do you think they're going to let her score? Do you think they're not going to take it personally? They are absolutely going to take it personally. Okay? Like Patrick Beverly on Lonzo Ball in his first matchup against each other. Okay? They're gonna pick her up 94 feet and not let her fucking score. Okay? They're gonna make life a living hell for her. So, to me, this doesn't make sense for Caitlin Clark. Go to the WNBA, improve the WNBA, because let's be honest, she's probably gonna play in the WNBA for a good, I don't know, let's just call it 15 years, right? Like, let's just call it 15 years. I feel like that's a good middle ground. In those 15 years, more and more talent is going to come into the WNBA, and it's going to become a more profitable league. You know, you're seeing it now. Sabrina Ionescu was what, 2 or 3 years ago? Okay, and now we got Caitlin Clark. Okay, do you think the next player's not coming down the pike in another year or two? You know, like, granted, I don't think anybody's ever gonna beat Caitlin Clark's college scoring record, but just the idea, I feel like there's too much. There's too much for Caitlin Clark to be a pioneer in the WNBA than it is for the Big Three. You know, okay, yeah, she gets to say she was the first woman to ever play in the Big Three. Big fucking whoop. Okay, go change the trajectory of a fucking league. Okay, go do that. That's way bigger than whatever you're going to do in the Big Three. Do you think, like, I know that, like, society likes to make a big deal about, you know, being the first person of color to do this or being the first woman to do this. No, you know what? The WNBA fucking needs you. Okay? The NBA needs you to make the WNBA profitable. Okay? They need you to make people interested in women's college basketball. Okay? Go do that. Go do, like, that is your calling in life. Go to the WNBA and make it fun to fucking watch. Okay? Give us a rivalry. Give us something. Okay? That's her calling in life. Not playing in the Big Three where they're gonna make a fucking mockery of her, all just so she can line her pockets with $5 million, okay? This is gonna probably, like, if there's ever been a WNBA player with the ability to get a sneaker deal, to get just endless fucking endorsements off the court, especially with how much, like I said, women empowerment and all this shit, okay? I'm sorry, this simply doesn't make sense for her. I'm going to call it what it is. It does not make any sense for Caitlin Clark. It does not. And if she joins the Big Three, I would be fucking shocked. She should just tell them no, have her agent tell them no, and not even give a reason. Okay? You don't need a reason. Just say, no thank you, thanks for the offer. Okay? Because I'm going to be honest, the one thing that I would hate to see is Caitlin Clark, the person who was able to break the college scoring record, go play in the Big Three, and they just absolutely shit on her. And I know that there's women who will say things like, oh, well, this is great for her, she should go play in that league and just show that women can do it. Listen, like, this ain't your side of town, bruh. That's all I'm saying. Like, this ain't your side of town. Go to the WNBA. Go to the WNBA and, you know, do your thing there. That's where you are meant to be. Go there. That's all I'm saying. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Love to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.